Hi everybody, and welcome to this week's demonstration for University of Phoenix VCT 330 class. This week I'm going to be demonstrating the how to create a postcard montage. So let's take a look at the requirements. We need to find 4 photographs from our favorite vacation spot, and I can already tell you that mine is going to be Disney World. It's my absolute favorite vacation spot. So you may want to just search through pictures that you have from your favorite vacations and use those. Or you're welcome to go out on any royalty-free website and cite your sources for images that you may find. You need to enhance each image using at least 3 filters. What I'm really looking for is just in general the use of 3 filters. You don't necessarily have to use them on each image, each of the 4 images. If you just incorporate 3 filters, I'm okay with that. You're going to create a montage from the manipulated image. So we'll go through some different ways of how to manipulate some images, put together your postcard. You need to add greetings from text. So I'm really going to be looking for that particular text. So wherever you're sending greetings from, I'll be sending my greetings to you from Walt Disney World. You'll submit the Photoshop file. Please do not flatten the layers. I want to check out the layers to see how you've organized the layers, named them, what effects you've used, and so on. And then you'll submit a Word document with a discussion of the steps you took to complete this assignment. So let's take a look at what I have completed. I have completed a postcard, again, from Walt Disney World. I pulled together my 4 favorite images from the parks. These I've taken in different trips that I've had, so I'll be using those. And then I was just started to think of like what would be my focal point. So I picked Epcot and then put images around it and added the tile effect from the filters. You can use a wide range of filters. It's completely up to you on what type of filters you implement. I have a wind filter going. I also have the tile filters. I used a lot of the different effects such as outer glow, drop shadow, gradient overlay. I used throughout. I also went and found the Walt Disney World font. You'll soon start to realize that the more and more you work in page layout, that fonts really do matter. It really pulls together the design and layout and the overall feeling of it. So you can find a ton of fonts. My favorite font is dafont.com. So it's DAFONT.com. Has a ton of fonts that you can use and download for free. Really great resource. Another really good resource that you may want to go and check out eventually is called Brush Easy. It's BRUSHEEZY.com. If not, search for it through Google. It's called Brush Easy. So if you want to add brush effects, that has a lot of different blood splatters, stars, stripes, so many different types of brushes that you can really incorporate into any of your layouts. So let's take a look at how I actually did this. I started out with my image of Epcot. Now, the one thing that you really need to think about is how big is a postcard actually? So if someone was to send a postcard to you in the mail, what physical size is that actually? In most cases, it's a 4x6 or a 6x4, really no greater than a 5x7 or a 7x5. So we need to adjust the size of the postcard first. So if I go up to image size, see how many inches this is? So I know that I need it to be 6x4. What's really nice is it will adjust it because I have the link on. I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. So it makes it a little bit smaller. So I'll definitely have to start zooming in so I can work with my image. I then take a look and say, okay, where do I want some of these things to go? And this did take a little bit of playing around with the images that I had. So I just randomly started to bring them in. Oh, I don't really want that one, so I'm going to delete that one. So obviously I was playing with a few different ones here. And then I was like, well, what do I exactly want to do with that? And then that's when I came up with like putting the globe in the, the Epcot ball in the front and then sort of just layering them back. Okay, so I duplicated the layer. And there's many ways to remove the background. You can use the background eraser tool, you can use a mask, you can erase just the parts you want to erase. Now, the issue that I was running into was that it actually deleted more than what I expected, which is fine because I still have the other one showing, so it did exactly what I wanted it to do. And then I want to grab my tree. Oops, I meant to not open it that way. I wanted just to drag it in. What's nice about just dragging it on top of the image is it sizes it. Okay, so then I'm going to pull this tree down, and then that's where I had to really start thinking about how do I want to do this. So then I just Command-T this, and then I went and put this one in the corner. I did make it a little bit bigger. Now it has a little bit of a purple background, so I'm going to have to work on blending it in. And then I need my hat. And with the hat, I did flip it because I wanted the hand on the other side. So then I went up to Edit, Free Transform, and then Flip Horizontal. And then I sized it the way I wanted it. Pulled it down. Now, when I was talking about blending, all I really did was I just took a really soft brush, turned it down to 0. I need to rasterize this. I could use it as a smart object, but I'll just go ahead and rasterize it really quick. And then I just erased part of it until I got into a good mix right there. Okay, so that's my images in there. And then what I did was I just went and played with filters. I mean, I tried all sorts of different ones. I did tile and I was like, hey, I really like that, so I'm just going to go ahead and roll with that. I did the wind on this background, or on the Epcot ball. And what's nice is it gives you and you can blast it, you can stagger it, you can tell it what direction to come from. Now, if you don't like one, so maybe I pick a filter and I want to add clouds. Well, that definitely didn't work, so I'll just Command Z that. So it's really up to you on how you want to make this look. And it's okay if you use some of the same filters, maybe you change some of the options. So I went from background color to foreground color. And then maybe on this one, I want to do some more tiling, and I'm going to inverse it. Now that looks a little weird, so I don't like that, so I'm going to Command Z. And I like that. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to now add my greetings from text. So then I'm going to say greetings from. I need to make sure that I have that above. There we go. I could stick with the Walt Disney font that I found on DaFont. Command T or Control T will bring up the panel to transform it. I spelled greetings wrong. Now what I really wanted to do was just use the Walt Disney font just for the Welcome to Walt Disney or the Walt Disney World text. And I found another font that I liked, and it's called Cheddar Jack. So I really like that. And then I want really the emphasis to be on Walt Disney World. And then I'm going to change that back to the Waltograph. I'm going to Command T that. I could keep everything in a straight line. I could rotate it a little bit. Now I want Walt Disney World to be a little bit more in the emphasis, so I'm going to make it a little bit bigger, drag it over, and then I'm going to have to modify the placement of my greetings from text. Could have it on top of it a little bit. I could make it a little bit smaller. And then what's nice, if I hold Shift, I can Command T it all. Make it fill the space a little bit better. Move it around. One thing you should also probably consider is that most printers have a cutoff margin of about 1/4 of an inch, so you want to make sure that you have 1/4 of an inch all the way around. It also helps because people don't really like to read edge to edge. Then all I did was start to work with just some of the effects options. I added a drop shadow, a gradient overlay, and I just picked one of the defaults. If you want to change the gradient, all you have to do is double click on it, and there's each of the colors, and you can go ahead and just change those. I gave it a stroke and an outer glow, and I actually changed the outer glow color, and I adjusted the size. Really what it comes down to is really just working with the items to see how you want to change it or modify it. So then my greetings from. So I just play with a lot of the functions and a lot of the options to change things. Then this one I just went for a color overlay. I changed the color and just played with the slider until I found the color that I liked. I hit OK. I did add a stroke to it. You can always play with like the inner shadows, inner glows. So I've met the requirements by adding my 4 pictures. I've also added the filters that were required, 3 filters, and I've spiced it up a little bit, adding more effects and the overall layout to really draw you into Walt Disney World. So I'm looking forward to seeing your postcards. Again, there's so many different techniques you could use in Photoshop to get to the effect you're looking for, but I will be checking out that you have your greetings from text. I'll also be checking out to make sure that you have the filters and that you're using 4 images from your favorite location, vacation spot. Keep up the great work, everybody, and I look forward to seeing those final postcard montages. And then when you're done, just make sure you do File, Save As it as a Photoshop document, and you're all set. Don't forget about adding that Word document to your submission as well.